Chapter 2091. When Xingshi heard Alex's request for a grand team, she immediately smiled and said, "Master, isn't the team already grand enough? Or should I just send a few helicopters over?" Alex smiled slightly. He is staying at the Aman Hotel in Beijing. Arranging a helicopter in the city center, wouldn't that be inappropriate? Xingshi smiled and replied seriously, "Master, for the Ito family, this little thing is not inappropriate at all. If you want, you can leave it to me to arrange. I will definitely not disappoint you." Alex thought about it for a moment, then nodded in agreement and said with a smile, "Then I'll trouble you with this. I have only one purpose, to completely shock him." Xingshi smiled and said, "Master, rest assured, I will give him a vivid and realistic education class." At the Aman Hotel, Lucas asked his beautiful assistant to put a few band-aids on his hands. This woman was not only his assistant, but also his lover and confidant. After helping Lucas deal with the wounds, she said distressedly, "Mr. Adair, you should never be so impulsive in the future. No matter what, you can't joke about your body." Lucas said with a gloomy expression, "You don't understand. It's not that I'm too impulsive, it's that Alex is too tricky. Staying in Beijing is a huge trouble for me." The assistant hurriedly said, "Mr. Adair, isn't it actually not that difficult to deal with such a person? Let Hashimoto summon a few killers first and find a chance to kill him." Lucas waved his hand and sighed. "Oh, you don't understand. You don't know what Alex is capable of. This person is quite powerful, and most people are not his opponents. Moreover, if you rashly make trouble for him, you'll most likely expose yourself in advance. In that case, the losses will outweigh the gains." The assistant asked, "Mr. Adair, what should we do now? Should we follow the old man's arrangements?" Lucas nodded and said coldly, "There's no other way but to cooperate with him on the surface and hope he doesn't discover me." As he spoke, he sighed inwardly. "I just don't know if I can remain calm in front of him. This person is extremely shrewd, and if I'm careless, he might be able to see through me." The assistant hurriedly said, "Mr. Adair, you have the best psychological quality of anyone I've ever seen. I believe you definitely won't expose any flaws." Lucas nodded slightly. "I hope so." As he was speaking, Lucas's phone suddenly rang. A woman's voice came through the line. "Is this Mr. Lucas Adair?" Lucas snorted and said, "Yes, it's me." The woman said, "Hello, Mr. Adair. I was sent by Mr. Anderson to pick you up. Are you ready to go?" Lucas said, "I'm ready. Where shall we meet?" The woman replied, "You're staying at the Aman Hotel, right?" Lucas said, "Yes, I'm in the presidential suite of the Aman Hotel." He deliberately emphasized the words presidential suite just to find a sense of superiority in front of the other party. He knew Alex had some skills, but he felt those skills were only useful in Oris Hill. Once Alex left Oris Hill and came to China, they would surely be discounted. Therefore, he instinctively didn't take seriously the so-called friend Alex mentioned. In his opinion, it was impossible for Alex to be friends with high-ranking officials in China. At best, the other party was merely a middle-level figure in Beijing.